In this one I'm going to be installing a matte black derby cover along with some flush mount gas caps and a custom dynamics number plate bracket on my 2015 Harley Davidson Dyna Street bob. The first thing I'm going to install is a new derby cover. So as I'm going to be removing the derby cover, I thought I'll go ahead and change the primary oil. So I'm going to remove the drain bolt and drain the oil from the primary. Now to swap out the old seal on my drain bolt for a new one. Then to reinsert the drain bolt. And now I'm going to remove this hideous chrome derby cover and replace it with the black one. And the oil that I'm using is Harley Sim 3 oil, which is 20 weight 50. And voila, that's the matte black derby cover installed, and it looks great. How the bike should have looked from factory. I have no idea why these bikes come out with a chrome derby cover on a matte black primary. I guess it's a cash grab from Harley Davidson to cash in on aftermarket derby covers. Now it's time to install the flush mount gas caps, and I'm going to start off with the easy one, being the filler cap. Here you just need to screw it in, then remove some double-sided tape off the trim that goes around the actual cap itself and press it into place. Now moving on to the next tank cap, and this one is for the fuel gauge. First thing to do is to disconnect the clip for the gauge. Now the clip's disconnected, I have to de-pin the wires. Now the wires are de-pinned, I can go ahead and remove the stock fuel gauge. And now to install the new flush mount gas cap. And just remembering the order, the factory wires come out of the clip being orange, yellow, miss a space, then the black wire. And once all those wires are pushed into the connector, go ahead and pull on them to make sure that they don't come loose. Plug it back in and then turn on the ignition and pray it works. And as you can see, the new gauge absolutely works. And that's the flush mount gas caps installed. And moving on to deleting the hideous stock number plate bracket. First thing to do is to loosen the bolts on the inside of the fender that go to the indicators. Now as you can see, the indicator bolts are too long to push back through underneath the fender as they hit the tyre. So what I'm doing here is cutting them. I don't want to have to remove my tyre just to take out the indicator mounting bolts. After removing the bolts for the fender and rear indicators, it was time to remove the other bolts that secure the fender on the struts. Once those fender bolts are removed, it's time to disconnect the indicators from the wiring loom, then to remove the indicators entirely, and then finally you can remove the rear fender. After removing the rear fender, you can go ahead and remove the stock number plate bracket, and as you can see, I'm going to be using the stock wiring for the number plate light, and then run the wiring back through the rear fender and all the way up to where the new number plate bracket is going to mount on the rear fender. Now call me dodgy, but here I've just run some wiring across the rear fender, and I'm going to mark in the center of this wire, and that's going to give me the very center of my rear fender, and it's 42 centimeters, so half of that is 21 centimeters. Then I'm going to draw a line halfway in between my number plate bracket, then to run the wire back over the fender and mark on the fender at that halfway mark. And now all I have to do is center the line on my number plate bracket with the line on my rear fender, and as you can see, I've got another set of hands that's going to put a mark into those holes on the number plate bracket for the mounting bolts. Now I'm going to use a punch on those marks on my rear fender so I can go ahead and use a drill and drill out the mounting holes. And I'm starting off with a really small drill bit for the 4 holes, then moving on to a larger drill bit, and as you can see, I'm putting another mark on the rear fender for the wiring for the light on the number plate bracket. And now to run the wiring for the number plate bracket through the rear fender. And here you can see I'm using some touch-up paint on the holes that I drilled in the rear fender, as I don't want them to rust. Here I'm just dummy wiring the number plate bracket up so I can test if it works. Now to connect the number plate wiring to the factory wiring loom, and then to hit the ignition to see if the number plate bracket works. As the wiring's correct, I'm going to go ahead and solder the wires together and then run some heat shrink over the wires. Then to feed the wiring back through the fender, and then to drill some holes into the number plate that are going to line up with the new number plate bracket. And here you can see I'm putting on some loom tape onto the rear fender just to prevent the number plate bracket from scratching the rear fender itself. And now all that's left to do is to mount the rear number plate bracket onto the rear fender. Another part that I'll be changing is the stock chrome horn cover, and I'm going to be installing a gloss black one instead. First thing to do is to remove this nut securing the horn onto the mounting bracket, and then to remove the 2 bolts and nut securing the horn to the horn cover. And then to remove the horn from the stock cover, then to whack the horn in the gloss black horn cover. And job done. Mwah! Perfectamondo, how the bike should have come from the factory. And that's going to do it for this one. I've blacked out a lot of chrome on the bike with the derby cover, the horn cover, the flush mount gas caps and the number plate bracket. As you can see, I couldn't finish off the rear as I've got some wires still exposed because the company that I bought the indicators off haven't posted them yet, and it's been a 3-week delay. But in the next video I'm going to be changing out the chrome rear shocks. I'm also going to be putting some gloss black fork covers on the bike, and hopefully the new indicators would have arrived so I can install them. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!